I swear. Oh my gosh, y'all couldn't hear me the entire time. Wow. That's slow. But so I was just talking about like me meeting Elliot and stuff because I don't know, I wasn't really paying attention to this. I don't know if y'all were able to hear me at all the entire time. But so like I first met Elliot. He was live streaming for like his first video's anniversary, something like that. And so like he like someone, like so many people were donating and stuff. Someone donated to him telling him oh hey, like, can you please join my fan code? He joined their fan code, and I'm like, dang, maybe I should do that, you know. And then Elliot joined, a lot of his other fans joined as well, and I, like, just seeing Elliot see me, like, I was shaking, I was crying, like, I didn't know what to do at that point on. Like, I know it's crazy because me being friends with a finger painter and an AAC, multiple AACs actually, and as well as me meeting Mellow Mel as well. I did meet Mellow Mel. So yes, I did meet him. But so, like, cause like he was like, thank you for donating, and he also said, thank you for letting me use your code. I was like, no problem. Yes, of course, you're welcome. You know, I was being polite because obviously, like, he just complimented me on, like, you know, letting him be in here just to, like, you know. And it was like not like trying to like be religious towards you guys, but like it was such a blessing from God, because genuinely I don't know what else I can't say it was my luck, because genuinely my luck, like, it can't be luck, because I don't have luck. I used to have luck, okay? But here's the thing. At some point I stopped, like, you know, stopped having a lot of things, and that's where my luck kind of just started. I, like, stopped trying to put effort. And then when I met Elliot, I was like, that day I couldn't stop talking about it, like, at all. Like, after I had school the day or a few days after, I think that was either like on a weekend or on a weekday, involved school. And so when I went to school, I told all my friends that play Gorilla Tag about it. You know, they wouldn't believe, like, one of them wouldn't believe me, and I was actually like, okay, you guys see, like, y'all don't believe me, but I have proof, I have evidence of a lot of Elliot's fans being literally right there, like, right over here on this side, not where that's at, but over here, the entrance to city, like right around right here. So yeah, that spot. And that's where Elliot got disconnected. Never heard of, you know, his YouTube ever again. He posted like he posted one YouTube short, before he just vanished off of his YouTube. Obviously he can't get back in. And I think that's the reason why he's quitting. It's sad because he's quitting, and like, I genuinely see myself in Elliot. Not only because the fact he's a teenager, obviously, and like, I'm also a teenager, and I see myself in him, but it's also, like, you know, the content creation that I want to do. And like, I know this is like such a random topic for you guys watching the live, because it's like, you know, like, it's like, shoot, like, yeah, but man, I'm gonna miss Elliot a lot. I heard someone talking about it in LT's fan code. If y'all didn't hear that person, like, yeah, he said Elliot's quitting, and all that types of stuff. they were talking about Elliot quitting, my goosebumps came up and I immediately like had to like leave and start like I started crying because like wow. Like Elliot quitting is probably one of the like not like the worst things that has happened to me in Gorilla Tag. Obviously there's been some quite way worse things, but one of the like I get K9 just randomly quit out of the nowhere, but Elliot's letting us know that he quit. When like, cause like I saw it in LT's chat first, but I'm like, maybe, you know. But hearing it in real life, like just like face to face with someone, like, you know, inside a code, saying, oh hey, Elliot's quitting. I'm like, why him? Why him? Like, I get it, like, you know, like he still does a lot of things and obviously he's, you know, still technically a kid or whatever, and like, you know, he probably just doesn't feel the same way about Gorilla Tag anymore. But in reality, I like, surely enough, I have a lot of favorite content creators like AACs, finger painters, illustrators. Excuse me. But Elliot will always be my top, no matter what. And I know if LT sees this, I'm sorry. You are also my top, but Elliot is like, I see myself in him. Like every single time, like if you guys ever check out Elliot or anything like that, that's the way how you'll get closer to me. Okay? Cause like if like you guys, like if I'm asleep or something, I don't know, something random. If I'm asleep and you guys are like, I wish I could talk to like, I wish I could just like watch, you know, Bella's videos or whatever. And like y'all don't really want to, cause like I only have one long form posted. There's, you know, Elliot, give him a chance. You know, I know he's quitting, but just it hurts, okay? Seeing your favorite content creator quit is like genuinely one of the worst feelings ever, because you find out and then you're just like overthinking about it too much, you're zoning out, you're doing a lot of things, you're like you can't think right. And just finding this out the day of the first day of school, I don't know how the rest of the school year is gonna go for me. Hopefully Elliot comes back though, you know, cause I don't know, like one time I did try to impersonate him, which is the reason why, actually, you know, we're just gonna put y'all in selfie mode, we're just gonna go here, which is why I have this, and I also have this. I think I still have the impersonation. Wait. I think I still have like the outfit on here. Yeah, see? I still have the I still have the entire impersonation thing. Like I just tried, you know, pretending to be him, and like it's cool and all, but you know, it sucks. What sucks is like seeing your favorite content creator quit, because that's genuinely one of the worst feelings ever. Like face to face, me to you. Willie VR, one of my favorite AACs. I know I have multiple favorite AACs, but he's one of them. And I knew him since before he had AAC. I knew him when he only had like 5,000 subs, I think it was. Like 5,000 or 10,000 subs. Now he's at like 50,000. Mind blowing, because, you know, and now he has AAC. When I first met him, he didn't have AAC. He literally didn't. He didn't have AAC at all. I think it was like last week, yeah. Last week, he, like either last week or the week before, he announced he was quitting, and that other AACs were making fun of him due to his content creation and stuff like that. Now obviously you making fun of other people does not look good as an image on you. Like, for example, think of me making fun of, I don't know, let's say VMT, right? Let's say if we were both AACs, right? So me and VMT, right? So it's just us two. I'm making fun of him for the content that he makes. That doesn't look like a great image on me. That looks like I'm a terrible person in general. Just in general, just outside of Gorilla Tag, inside of Gorilla Tag, and you know, just people wouldn't want to get involved with me, right? So my encouragement to AACs, as a person who doesn't even have AAC, guys, literally look, this is like, yeah, that's literally like my first one, because as y'all can see over here, this is the last badge, and then literally have nothing else. Oh wait. Okay, so wait. So I have this badge, this badge, this badge. That's it. Whoa. So yeah, not being an AAC, to a person being an AAC, don't make fun of others for the content that they make or for what they do as a content creator or anything. Just be you, be yourself, and if you bully people as to be yourself, you're not yourself. You actually need to find yourself. You need to find yourself, center yourself, control yourself, get yourself together, because clearly something's wrong with your mindset, because you're making fun of other people who are trying to make their goal happen, who are trying to reach their goal, who are trying to become good creators and be the image of Gorilla Tag, be the face of Gorilla Tag. You making fun of them could also lead up in a future. For example, none of us, like, when J-Man first started content creation, none of us knew he was gonna, be famous with like millions of subscribers and stuff, you know? Nobody knew that. Like, genuinely, nobody knew that he was going to become this famous. Nobody. Nobody can predict it, right? Like, literally, not me, not you, not J-Man himself, not Elliot, not VMT, nobody could even predict it. Nobody knew that he would become just as famous to make his own store in city, to make it as his own, and you know, people buy the J-Man bundle and you know, all stuff like that. And so, like, my advice to people, don't quit because someone says something. I get a lot of hate personally. Sometimes I'm like, might as well just quit. You know, I'm getting so much hate. What's the point? I'm just going to keep getting hated on. But then I remember, it's the people that still want to hear from my content. The people who still want to hear from my content are the people that keep me going every day. That keep me, you know, face to face with Gorilla Tag. Because if it weren't for me and me trying to become a better image of Gorilla Tag, I would have quit if I didn't want to, you know, do content creation, or if I did do content creation and it just went even worse and I actually listened to the hate and stuff. Like, I would have quit. Genuinely, I would have deleted the game and everything. Never to be seen ever again. Just vanished off the face of Earth. Boom. Y'all would never know, like, me, just in general, like, the party hat is obviously symbolized by J-Man, or whatever, but like the party hat, this, and like the color code 967, the name Bella VR would not be known. Like someone else could have taken my spot, really. Someone could have been at the spot I'm at today. And that's why I'm insanely grateful for anything that really happens, because you never know when's your last time meeting someone, when, you know, it's when something could happen. You never know how many people are looking forward to seeing you, you know, grow and stuff. And it's just, yeah, like, just don't be rude based off of what content people make. Let them be them, okay? If you think it's cringe, okay, but you don't have to speak out for it. You don't have to be like, oh, hey, their content is cringe, or come up to their face and be like, hey, your content is trash. You know, I don't like your content, because that's what pushes them down, and you're trying to overplace them. Like, for example, this is the person you're hating on, right? You're down here, they're up here. You're talking to them. You're telling them, hey, your content's down. You go above them. And that's what you're trying to do. No, don't try to overtake someone's place. You could make your own spot, just not in the spot someone's already at. Like, for example, me seeing a lot of content creators of Gorilla Tag with like 10,000 subscribers, I'm like, man, I wish I was like that. I wish I had 10,000 subscribers. I wish I already had the AAC. I wish I already had Fingerprinter. You know, I wish I had a whole community. In fact. And it's true. It's true. This is a pixelated game, okay? A game with pixels, clearly, as y'all can tell. Like, I mean, this game is literally made out of pixels. But that doesn't stop me based off of who I am. Like, I see other content creators growing above me, and I'm like, no, I don't want to overpass you, just like, you know, bringing you down to go like this. No, I'm going to build my own spot, and like, whether I surpass you or not, I'm not going to have to deal with, like, you know, hate or anything due to it, or due off of it. Because although if I try surpassing another YouTuber, and they also try surpassing me, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, like, something could happen to Gorilla Tag. Like, for example, not saying this hopefully would happen. Don't ever want this to happen, you know, because it would just be, like, at this point, I would just sell my headset if anything like this ever happens. Hopefully never does. But, like, so, let's say, for example, because y'all know how Rec Room shut down, right? Rec Room shut down intensely, upsetting, in an upsetting way. We'd had no idea until like a few months before they closed it down. There was really nothing we could do about it, but besides just start playing the game more, and praying for its best. And just, you know, and like, yeah, so like, let's say anything could happen to Gorilla Tag at some point. Like, it could close down. So praying to God that it doesn't, but let's say it closes down. At the end of the day, you're going to have subscribers waiting on you. You know, you're going to have subscribers just sitting there, rotting there. And even if you go to a different game, some people don't just enjoy, like, for example, LT Merch is a great example. Not trying to take him as an example just because he has finger paint or anything like that. No. But because, look, he has been a Gorilla Tag YouTuber for about a year now, right? Well, not just a YouTuber. Last year, he recently started his YouTube channel. Last year of, you know, this time of month. Like this time of year. And so, like, he got finger painter from TikTok. I don't know if you guys know, but LT has a TikTok. He has 109 or 110. I think he still has 109. I'm not sure. I haven't really checked because my TikTok bugs me. Like, it bugs out a lot. And so, like, you know, I'm trying to fix that. But so, LT Merch, right? He's a well-known Gorilla Tag content creator. Few months ago, he wanted to switch to doing something different. He still wanted to do Gorilla Tag content because he didn't want to lose what he had. He didn't, want to let any of the fans down or anything. But he also wanted to do Minecraft. He wanted to do Minecraft stuff. He wanted to do Minecraft live streams, Minecraft videos, and he got a lot of backlash on it, like kind of hate, I guess I would say, on it, because nobody wanted to play Minecraft. They just, loved the Gorilla Tag content. And at the end of the day, that could also happen. Like, if Gorilla Tag shuts down, there's fans who still want to see Gorilla Tag content, right? And at the end of the day, it's closed down. It's shut down. You can't do anything about it, right? So you're just going to be sitting there trying to figure out how you can still play the game if you can't get on. It's closed down. You can't get on. And that's the problem. People think surpassing creators, huge creators, is such a huge deal, and by no means I feel like someone's gonna clip this and like put it on TikTok, tag me, YouTube tag me, whatever, and I go famous. If it happens, it happens, but not saying it will. Not trying to say I want it to, but if it does, it does, because at the end of the day, like I want to reach my goal. Sure, I want to reach 1,000, but if the game shuts down, that's another thing to deal with. Your fans still want Gorilla Tag content. They're like, make Gorilla Tag content. Oh, it shut down, but I still want to see Gorilla Tag content. I still want to see this. I still want to see you live streaming. I still want to see this. I still want to see you do that. And like at the end of the day, it's frustrating because you still have like so many people asking you, like, hey, when's your next video? When's your next live stream? And at the end of the day, you never know because it's closed. The game's shut down. And, like, it's just frustrating because you can't upload content about that game anymore because it's shut down. And I feel like that's the reason why, like, I want to reach my goal. And, like, if I reach my goal, that's fine, Like, I don't expect to go past 1,000. No, but I go past 1,000, I'll be beyond grateful, obviously. But just, saying the fact that, like, anything could happen at any moment. You can't predict the future. You really can't. And it's just the way how it is. It's the way how, in reality, like, I don't mean for people to, like, see this and be like, why is Bella talking about this? Like, this is such a random conversation / topic. Like, she normally never talks to us like this. The reason why I'm talking to you guys like this today is because a lot of people who are content creators view my stuff. Like, for example, not too long ago, I made a live stream. Werner is an AAC badge. He has like 45, I think, thousand subscribers. On YouTube. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm hoping so. He does. I think he does. Don't really remember, but I hope he does. And so he was checking out my live stream few like days ago, and I started freaking out because in reality, like, I love all AACs. All of the AACs are my favorites. All finger painters are my favorites. All illustrators are my favorites. All forest guides, all sticks are my favorites. They will never define such a person. Such as a person being like when people ask me, who's your favorite Gorilla Tag content creator? I might be like Elliot, LT Merch, VMT, Eric, anyone. But in reality, I don't mean to like just choose one person. Because at the end of the day, they all mean so much to me because because I said I see myself in Elliot earlier, like, doesn't mean I still see myself in other people as well. Like, for example, like I don't know what I would do if, if Gorilla Tag wasn't, because the only problem is I had self-doubt a lot. And I'll tell you guys something from my life. Tomorrow I turn 14. Right, I turn 14 tomorrow. And in my technically almost 14 years of life, like, I felt happy, but at the same time, like, ever since fourth grade, people started bringing me down and I started losing my self-confidence. I know I'm not reading chat. There's probably a lot of chat right now or whatever. I don't, I'm not trying to read chat right now because I get too distracted. So I'll read it right after. I'll read every single one if I can. Just, in general, but ever since fourth grade, people have made fun of me. People have bullied me. They say, I'm a witch. They say I'm, my nose looks long. I need to sharpen my nose. I look like Pinocchio. Because my nose from my side profile looks kind of long. If you had go back from Sam and Colby's, Sam from Sam and Colby, if y'all ever look at his side profile, that's what my nose looks like. That's what I look like, technically, kind of. Except I have brown eyes and I'm a girl, right? And I'm a bit darker than him, but that doesn't really define anything. Despite, that's literally what my side profile technically kind of looks like. And so, a lot of girls, I'm not going to name out anybody, not, singling out anyone, because if they end up watching this, they're probably going to feel the guilt. They're going to feel the guilt. And I know they are, because a lot of them actually ended up, because I had to move from Connecticut, okay? Connecticut is a United States, it's a state of the United States of America, in case y'all didn't know. I had to move from there 13 hours away to a different state called Indiana, which is where M. Beachy lives. He lives, his P.O. box, I'm assuming his house is, close or something nearby his P.O. box, because, obviously he isn't going to drive, freaking 3 hours just to get fan mail and stuff. His P.O. box is actually, 2 hours away from where I live. So, yeah. But, I had to move away from a state I was born in, I was raised in, and I loved truly a lot. I had to move away from that state because most of the girls were threatening me. And I'm not saying this as, they were threatening me to, oh, I'm gonna punch you, I'm gonna kick you, I'm gonna, fight you. Those two. Yes, those two. But I've also gotten literal death threats. People saying they were gonna unalive me. People saying they're gonna go to my house and end up just unaliving me and stuff. And I got so scared to the point where I knew how to fight, okay? I have always known how to fight. A lot. Since, probably third grade maybe. Got into a fight with a person, in not second. Was it second grade or first grade? I don't remember. I got into a fight with a little boy. I ended up hitting him and, just kind of fighting him a little bit because he called me a slur, and I didn't like that. And I knew what it meant because a lot of cruelty in this world. There is a lot of cruelty in this world. So, yes, I knew what it meant at a young age. And so he called me that, and I was like, hey, don't talk to me like that, please. And then he's like, no, I'll do what I want. And then that's where I socially, physically got my hands on him. And I got sent to the principal's office, told the principal they didn't do anything about it. They were like, okay, but you're still, I technically got suspended, but at the same time, not really. Because think about it this way, right? Like, I technically got suspended for like 2-3 days. And then went back and never talked to the boy ever again, actually. I remember who it was. I remember his name and everything. I don't know if he'll ever recognize me, if I'll recognize him. You know, from then we've changed a lot. But, like, you know, and so, like, since, like, 4th grade, I've known how to fight since before that. Right? I've known how to fight. And, like, let's say I've known how to fight, right? The only problem was I didn't want to get suspended from school ever again. Because I'm like, you know, like, what's the point of fighting with people? Like, if, like, at the same time, like, you know, like, at the end of the day, like, fighting isn't going to resolve any problem. It's not going to help. And I know, like, technically this entire live stream has just been, like, about, like, Elliot quitting, me being sad, examples, fighting, grade levels, you know, all that type of stuff. But I want people to see the real world, like, open up their eyes. Because I know in reality, I know a lot of people who get bullied, who get death threats, and I'm a friend with a lot of people who do get those things. And so, like, also as well as today, as one of my friends were making fun of another friend of mine's, and, like, they were just, like, she was, like, whispering something to another girl. I know the girl, but, you know, I'm not gonna call out names or anything, not gonna say what class is, or, you know, in fact, anything at all, because, you know, just, yeah, I'm not doing that. And so I felt bad for my friend because, like, you know, she had no clue, but, like, she was being left out of her friend group's conversation because her other 2 friends were conversating. They were just talking and talking, you know, talking to each other, like, because, like, we were in a line, right? So, like, us 3, like, me, that other girl, and then that friend that I have. My other friend, and other friend who was being left out. Because these 2 girls were talking to me. They were not turning back to look at her. And so, like, I felt bad. I felt like telling them to stop. You know, telling her to stop, to not say anything ever again and, like, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, whatever I get involved with also involves consequences. Actions involve consequences. Because let's say I punch her, right? I get sent to the office. That's my consequence in order of my action. And I feel like that's why a lot of times I don't really, you know, like, I don't see myself in fights. So that's why whenever, like, there's, like, a kind of, like, argument people pick out with me at school, that's why I try to, like, ignore it. I'm just like, oh, okay, you know, like if you want to fight me, that's cool, I guess. Like, you know, I don't really want to fight, because, like, at the end of the day, actions have consequences too. And yeah, like, I feel like that's just another thing I'm really trying to tell a lot of people about. And so, like, I'm still friends with this girl. She knows who she is. I'm not gonna name anybody out. I'm not gonna call anybody out, obviously, for privacy reasons and stuff. But so this girl, I know her, right? And so she used to call me, like, now that I got more into Gorilla Tag, like, we slowly, like, get less social. We're still friends and stuff, just, you know, the fact that we barely talk now because I'm trying to keep focus in order of Gorilla Tag, because have fun while you can, you know, because at some point there's going to be a time where you don't know what could happen. You literally don't know what could happen, and you could Like, if you ended up playing Gorilla Tag today could be your last day. You don't know. And so, I try and join Gorilla Tag while I can. You know, I try getting on a lot. If I'm really busy and I can't really get on whatsoever, like, I try to get on as much as I possibly can. But if I can't get on, then I can't get on, you know? That's the way I work. And so, like, mind you, these are all words of advice. Every single thing I'm talking about in this live stream is words of advice. Which you should kind of follow, whether you want to be a Gorilla Tag content creator or just a content creator in general. Do what I'm saying, because, you know, because I know a lot of people who get hated on, and I know how hard it is to not listen to the hate, because I know, like, there's only one person that doesn't listen to the hate that I know. That isn't me. It's one of my friends, but just in general, like, please don't listen to the hate. They are trying to bring you down. Okay? And it's the truth. I used to be a bullier myself. I used to make fun of people. I did. And let me tell you something. It was one of the worst times of life. Because I made fun of this person in, let's see, from 5th grade to 6th grade. Okay, those 2 grades. So, which wasn't too long ago. It was like a few years ago, from like 2024 to 2025, and the August of 2025 I got into 7th grade, so let's not get into that detail, you know. But I got into, like, I used to bully and make fun of this girl because she also used to make fun of me, so I made fun of her a lot, used to call her names, used to, you know, bully her, talk trash about her, you know, all those types of things. And don't trust people just because you say, oh, hey, I'm friends with this and that, you know, I'm telling them this, so, like, they could never tell that person that I'm making fun of, right? Wrong. Because that's what happened to me. And so that's why I have real trust issues. That's why this year I'm trying to really improve, not talking bad about anyone. If anyone, like, talks bad about other people, like, for example, let's say this person, right? So let's just make up random people in our outfits, okay? Oh shoot. Okay, so wait. So let's make up random people in our outfits, right? So let's see. So this person, right? This person right here is friends with this person. This person isn't, like, you know, is just, like, talking bad constantly. This person is talking bad about this person. This person is friends with this person, right? I hope you guys understand this. And so this person keeps saying, oh yeah, they're so terrible, they don't even know how to play basketball, they don't know how to play volleyball, they don't know how to do anything, right? And so this person says, hey, I know you're talking bad, but I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to be two-faced, I don't want to be double-sided, I don't, you know, want to have problems or anything. And it's okay if you say stuff, but I'm not going to say a single thing because, you know, to nor her nor you, because I don't want to get involved into things. And so that's how this person doesn't get into trouble with this person who is her best friend, right? So this person ends up just being the only person telling stuff, right? And so I feel like that's why, like, you know, it's like if someone's like, oh, hey, look at this and that, like, you know, like, I know a lot of people ask me if, like, I'm friends with them. So, like, see, like, if I'm friends with them, because, like, in my school, a lot of people are friends with everyone, right? And it's like so if someone tells them stuff, they tell that other person. They tell that person that they're saying stuff about. And that's why a lot of things happen. Excuse me. But now, if if you guys want to talk bad about people, no need to ask me if I'm friends with them or not, because go ahead, y'all can talk bad about whoever y'all want to talk about. I'm not going to tell them. I'm not going to tell them anything. I'm not going to tell you to stop. I'm not going to say anything. Because at the end of the day, if I said something, I still said something. So, the only thing I will say is, if you're waiting for a response from me, I'll be like, listen, I'm not trying to be double-faced or anything. Because it doesn't matter whether I'm friends with them or not. I'm just trying not to get into any drama involving me, including me or anything. And that's why I also feel like also my dating life has kind of gotten like slowly like shorter, because like surely I'm joking around with like my breakup situations and stuff, like how I got mad at my previous breakup. I literally got mad for no reason. Literally for no reason. And I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I got mad. I just had a feeling like I got anger. Like I just randomly got angered. And like I felt so mad. Like I took it out on her. I took it out on a lot of people actually, including some of my friends. I told them I was sorry. Didn't know I was thinking. Told everyone I was sorry. I apologized to everyone I was mad at. And yeah, which is why like I feel like like surely enough I'll make jokes about like my breakups, but like if like people are like, "Oh, I'm so sorry for that," like no one needs to be sorry. I'm trying to recover. And like by no means like this, like I'm not trying to be mean or anything to you guys, but like I don't want you guys to feel sorry for me. Making you guys feel sorry and saying sorry to me will just make me think about it more, regret decisions, and have to pretend like nothing is really there. So I'm just trying to forget about the fact that anything even happened. And like that's why like I feel like now that if like more people ask me like if I want to be with them or anything, I'll say like if I want to, I'll say I would, but I'm not going to. But if I don't like them, then I'll politely just say no. If they get mad at me, I understand, but there's really nothing you can do about it. I've had a pretty random rough time, mostly this summer, because I have definitely dated people I felt like I shouldn't have, and which is okay, because at the end of the day I noticed my mistakes and I'm trying to improve from the mistakes that I make, right? And that's honestly why like I'm becoming different. For the people who know me in real life, just outside of like Gorilla Tag content creation, who know me from school or know me from the fact that I met you because you're a Sam and Colby fan, or because I met you through off of something, anything, right? That just doesn't involve Gorilla Tag. If you guys see me slightly changing and like, barely talking or doing anything anymore, and like I just look different or like sound different, like I just don't talk the way I used to, is because I'm improving from my mistakes. I don't want to, like, from when I moved from Connecticut to Indiana, right? I So yeah, so when I moved, I was like, I'm gonna improve from my mistakes. I kept saying that and saying that and saying that until I never did, and which is fine. So that's why I'm doing it this year, because I do try to accomplish what I want to accomplish, right? So that's really the whole reason why, you know, being different, slowly starting to. So yeah, so whether I lose friends from this or not, or anybody just in general or at all, I don't mind, because no, at the end of the day, it's me who counts. So yeah, anyways, yeah, I feel like, but from like, then I've kind of lost self-confidence, and then now I'm trying to like gain it with this game and like stuff. So like yeah, So, anyways, I'm gonna go now. It's actually, I actually can't. I don't know where my phone went. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know where it went, but it's fine. So I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow, because tomorrow's my birthday, and I'm getting on my birthday. So yeah, bye.